so we lined ourselves up a pretty good schedule here. So obviously we'd like to come off a win at Purdue, but it didn't happen. So good thing is we get another crack at a really good opponent. Bad thing is, you know, if we don't play well, we're going to take another loss. So they're good. They're super skilled. I mean, I've had a chance to watch them play some games. I know they had the exhibition against Ole Miss, and I think that was the first time they played, you know, any other opponent for some of the young guys and new guys. I think it showed. I think what we've seen recently is a little bit more like what they are. I thought some of their plays they made in some of the real games, not the exhibition games they made, kind of show you the talent level they got. In that last mock draft I looked, they had two of their guards were going to the top 20. So this is a super talented team. It's a good program. I think Steven told me they've got more wins against Big Ten teams than the other team in the Big Ten in the last 5 seasons. Is that right? Yeah. So as good as Purdue's been, they've got Illinois got even more wins against Big Ten teams than them. So, you know, we've probably, after this game, we'll see maybe the two best teams in the Big Ten over the last 5 years in the Big Ten. So, and they're different. I mean, Illinois, you know, Coach Underwood's done a really good job offensively. They're playing really modern style basketball with a lot of guard, pick and rolls. I mean, they've got, you know, skilled guards that are playing in a lot of pick and rolls, and we're gonna have to do a great job with pick and roll. So I think we've had a couple decent days of practice. I think, you know, our guys, and I don't want to say we need a wake up call because I think we've been pretty good all fall, but sometimes a loss, you know, maybe reset some things. And I think we had to get a little tougher. I think we got abused on the defensive glass a little more than we thought we were going to. I think, you know, we saw a team that what happens when you don't turn the ball over. You know, Purdue only turned the ball over 3 times, and they're pretty efficient on offense. Now, we didn't have a major issue with turnovers against Purdue, but we still have a lot more than they did. So, you know, can we get our turnovers down? Can we try to force a few more turnovers on our defensive side and try to find a way to get a win against a good team? Because this is a really good team. I'm about to see them up in Birmingham tomorrow night.
Charlie? You kind of mentioned it just a little bit, just with it being sort of a wake-up call or less than that. How have you seen the guys respond, especially from a leadership standpoint after that first loss?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I've seen guys like, I thought, drill, right? So, you know, we gave Saturday off. We came back in Sunday. Didn't go too hard Sunday, just the way Clark and Henry kind of advised us to make sure we're peaking on Wednesday. You know, yesterday was our hardest day we went. You know, I thought Reitzel kind of really stepped up. Chris Youngblood, even though he's not playing, you can just tell he's anxious to be out there and he's talking. You know, I think some of the Houston Mallet, even though he's redshirted, kind of really tried to make sure our guys are ready to go. And I think, you know, you see, so I thought Jaron Stevenson had a great day Monday. So, you know, we kind of looked at his shots. I know he's struggling to shoot a little bit, but most of his shots he's missing come off terrible passes, and we kind of made the point to our guards, like, we got to help him out. Like, I mean, this is a really good shooter. If we put it, you know, I thought the guys did a pretty good job finding him where they needed to in practice on Monday, and he was making shots. I thought Holloway had pretty good practice on Monday too.
Blake?
Yeah, Coach, just what did you see from LeBaron File, and what did that performance kind of show you? I know it came in a loss, but he still performed really well in his first ever college road game in that kind of environment.
Yeah, I mean, he showed what a competitive kid he is. The day he walked on campus in June, I mean, he came here, me and Coach Murphy were just talking about it earlier today because he got a call from some NBA scouts and he's shooting up the draft boards. We've seen, you know, but he came in with the right mindset. He came in, you know, not expected any minutes, just whatever he could earn, he's going to be happy with. He came in with 0 expectations on NBA stuff, just came here trying to get better, going to compete as hard as he can, make himself better, make the program as good as it can. I think when you come in with the right mindset, it parlays itself into really good basketball. And I think how hard he's competed since he stepped on campus, how much he's been willing to be coached, the improvements he's made just in playing the way we want him to play. You know, he's also a guy that gets the ball out of his hands pretty quick. You know, two guys get on him, he gets it out, he's moving the ball, so he's more efficient. And, you know, and the NBA people recognize him because he's shooting up grab boards. Somebody sent me something earlier today. He's like, somebody's got him projected 24th. And, you know, we got to keep him thinking the right things. We don't want our guys playing for the NBA, but to me, that's a byproduct of playing the right way. It just happens when you're got that kind of talent, you play the right way, then those types of things happen.
Hunter.
Illinois matches Alabama with 9 players averaging 11 or more minutes the first couple games of the season. What's it like going against a team that also uses a large amount of depth?
Yeah, this isn't a game where, you know, we're going to be talking about getting into their bench by running them. You know, we're obviously not going to slow it down. That's not how we play, but it's more like we just got to play at our pace because that's how we play, not necessarily play to tire them out, run them because they're deep too. But I do think, you know, we can, you know, we've got depth, they've got depth, but we've got to use our depth accordingly, not be afraid to go into it, you know, and make sure that we've got fresh guys in all the time, knowing that they're most likely going to have somebody fresh in. So let's not leave somebody on the floor a while going tired against their fresh guys because they're bringing them in fresh. So, yeah, I mean, they've got a good roster. They're talented, they're deep, they've got young talent. They've got old talent, you know, they brought in transfers kind of like we did, and they brought in super talented young kids too.
Up front, Jack.
You said after Purdue, you guys were kind of hit unexpectedly a little bit with some of the post-up stuff they brought at you and how good they were. How much of a point of emphasis has that been this week, especially facing another big team in Illinois?
Yeah, we definitely spend time on it. You know, we've got to do a better job defensively, making everything about the team and not leaving guys on an island, you know, and we should have done better as coaches. You know, it's kind of one of those deals where I think, you know, last year we played some really good bigs and we just knew we had to double, you know, Zach Edey, everybody pretty much had to double them. Well, even Purdue, so this is the first high major team they've played, you know, since Zach Edey's been gone, and I don't think anybody realize how good maybe they still were in the post, you know, especially their starting center went out for the year. But man, they're tough. But then you start thinking about it, well, they've been going against Zach Edey for the last 3 years or whatever. They better be tough because he's one of the biggest guys I've ever seen play basketball. So, you know, we got a little wake up as far as some of our post team. We spent 3 days on it, whether it's video or actually in practice, and I think we'll be better. And Illinois doesn't post nearly as much as Purdue. They play a lot more on pick and roll, but they will post some, and they'll post their guards a little bit too occasionally. So we've got to be ready for it.
Tony.
Yeah, Aiden Sherrill just had 2 minutes against Purdue. Was that more of a case of maybe the moment you kind of evaluated that the moment was a little too big for him at that time with the early foul trouble, or is there?
Yeah, you know, when I screwed up, to be honest with you, I told him that he should have got more minutes. I thought the first 2 minutes he didn't really look like he was necessarily ready for it, but when I went back and watched the tape, like, as much as we struggled guarding Kaufman-Renn, he's our biggest guy, we should have gone with him, gave him another shot at it. So that's on me. And I let him know, just, you know, and I told him, though, like, if you felt like you could have guarded him, and he didn't come tell me this, I just said, look, man, if you felt like you could have guarded him, like, feel free to tell me during the game, like, give me a shot, give me 2 minutes at him, I'll shut him down, like, but I should have just gone and asked him myself, as much as we were struggling with some other guys to guard him, to see if he could have done a little bit better job. I think he's going to be ready. His attitude's great. I love him. He makes you want to play him more because he's come in and worked really hard the last 3 days, and I would anticipate him getting a lot more minutes than that this next game.
Mike.
I think Mark only had one shot in the first 12 minutes, only got to the line twice against Purdue. So what were they doing to limit him, and how do you kind of get him going?
Yeah, they definitely got into him, tried to frustrate him, knew that would, you know, Mark's a scorer. He needs to see the ball go through the rim, and they did a good job not letting him get off early. You know, they denied him, they made it tough on his catches, they you know, tried to blow up handoffs and ball screens, they did a good job. Now, we probably gotta do a better job of, you know, one, getting them open with screens, but two, using them as a screener if teams aren't trying to help off them, kinda like we had to do with Brandon Miller when he had it going, you know, and Mark's preseason player of the year. Some of these publications and teams are gonna guard him like that, and we as a coaching staff have to do a better job getting him going, and then he's gotta do a better job when he does get in there, you know, he's attracting so much traffic, kinda getting off, and, you know, maybe there's games where he's got 10 assists and 1 turnover, like Braden Smith, and just, you know, plays a little more efficient, so we gotta help him better, and he's gotta make some better reads, and I think he'll be ready to play a lot better game, he's some way.
Got time for one more. Anyone else? Good? Thanks.
Appreciate it, thanks.